You are the chosen one.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Chosen One Studios. Once again, I'm going to be your hostess, Corinne, and we're going to start a new game of Ys, The Oath in Felghana. This does have a little bit of a story to start it off, so we're just going to dive right in. And I'll talk about the game more later. We're going to do a normal run. I've actually done it quicker, I've done it slower. I could do a hard run, but there's some things that just would be very boring to watch. And frankly, I'm not good enough to make it not boring. So we're going to go through on normal, which I am more than good at making interesting. And there we have our brave hero, Adol, who actually shows up in a boat that's in one piece. Well, Adol, here we are. This is Felghana, says Dogi, our good old friend. The waters were rougher than I thought they'd be, so we're a lot later than I'd hoped. Still, this place does bring back memories. Hard to believe it's really been 8 years since I left. There's Margot. I always called her Mams, not to mention old Gardner. Oh, and then there's Chester and Elena. I wonder how they're doing. Oh man, what the hell happened here? Huh? This monument's dedicated to the god of safe journeys. It's a relic of the old religion, when people believed that spirits existed even in stuff that wasn't alive. I just don't get why anyone would deface it like this, though. I guess maybe the rumors really are true. And you hear that sound? What was that? It came from over there. And Adol rushes to action. Hey, wait up, Adol! Damn it, left behind again. No way. As Dogi's surrounded. Oh, you gotta be shitting me! What the hell are monsters doing in Felghana? And there's a poor, innocent blonde. Monsters? Here? What are they doing this close to town? And it seems like all of her hope has dried up. Chester. Till we show up. This explains basic attacks. Not really important, since I already know them all. That's your basic combo. Here's a down slash. There's a slash in midair. We're just going to finish off these enemies quickly. I'm once again using my PlayStation 2 controller. We can ignore that. It's just explaining that we have boost, which I'll show off right now. It makes it so that you have much higher damage output and much higher defense. As you can see, I didn't really need it though. Excuse me? Thank you very much for saving me. You're a traveler, aren't you? Are you hurt at all? Hey! Are you alright, Adol? Right when you ran off, I got attacked by monsters too. I'd like to know why the hell those things are in Felghana, though. Whoops, excuse me. I guess they must have been after you. Are you okay, miss? You don't look like you're hurt, at least. A look of shock. Huh? What is it? Maybe we should get moving and head to town. I can't say I recognize your face, but you've got to live in Redmont. I figure... Dogi? I knew it! I must be dreaming. Dogi, you're actually back. What have you been doing all this time? Hey, hold on a second now. You obviously know me, but who are you? How can you even say that? You, me, and my brother used to play together all the time when we were kids. Don't you dare tell me you've forgotten. Oh, no way! When I last saw you, you were just a skinny little tomboy. Well, that was 8 years ago. I'm 17 now. I see. In the PSP port, he actually says, "You sure are," which is impossible not to laugh at. I'm sorry, I'm just not thinking straight. It's nice to meet you, and again, thank you very much for your help. My name is Elena. Elena. In the PSP version, they call her Elena, and the voices. Elena Stoddart, or Stodder, depending on your pronunciation. And here's the intro. I'll just let it speak for itself. I did mention I was going to try doing the PSP port, but when I thought about it, the graphic quality is as good, just about, but it does diminish somewhat, and I couldn't get the sound to come through as sharply and perfectly as I could through the PC, because as a first-generation PSP, I had to use an audio cable and had to hack my PSP so that I could use Remote Joy Lite. So I debated between voices or a good clear picture, and I decided to go with the good clear picture because the PSP version just didn't record nearly as well. It did record well, don't get me wrong, but it was very small by comparison. And they're the same game. And here we have what happened before what we just saw, with a fortune teller gazing into the future for our heroes. Well, our hero and friend. Once again, the graphics are nicely beautiful in the animated scenes. I'll just take a little bit of time here to discuss that this is actually a reimagining of Ys 3 for the Super Nintendo, and the Genesis and the TurboGrafx, or PC... it had another name, I can't remember. PC Engine, depending on if you live either in the States or in Japan. And because it got heavily publicized, it's one of the very few games of the Ys series that most people have played. And I know there are a few popular LPs of it out there, so I may do it in the future, but I'm holding off on it if I do. It's a massively different game than this one, though. Whereas Ys 3 was sort of the black sheep for a long time because it was sort of Zelda 2, this game is more like Link to the Past. It goes back to what everyone loved, but with a twist. This is actually a refinement of Ys 6's system, but I didn't want to jump right to 6, and besides, playing this game first makes 6 much more awesome in my personal opinion. Yeah, I just love this intro. I know I'm talking over it, but there's no voices, so it's not too terribly much of annoyance, I hope. Oh, and if you either want me to keep reading the text or not, please let me know. Stuff that's incidental I won't read, but I'll leave it up on the screen long enough so that you can read it if you want without having to pause every 5 seconds. And that's the end of that. And there is Gardner. Elena, where have you been? You had me worried sick staying out so late. I'm sorry, Mr. Gardner. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. Well, it's fine now, as long as you're all right. So who are those two behind you? I don't believe I've seen them before. Look a little harder. You'll get it in a second. What? Hey there, Gardner. Still standing at the gate like always, I see. You. I don't believe it. Dogi, is that really you? Well, yeah, guess I've been out of touch. My favorite little troublemaker has come home. Where have you been all this time? And what have you been up to? Well, I've been wandering all over the place, just hanging around. Anyway, I brought a pal of mine along. Go on, introduce yourself, Adol. And the PSP port, rather, he has this very refined voice that speaks for him. Adol introduced himself to Gardner, is the absolute closest I can come to doing it justice. An adventure, eh? Well, that's certainly rare. Also rare is Adol actually speaking, which, although he does that in the beginning of Ys 2, he actually spoke during Ys 3, which is why Felghana is better. Well, one of the reasons. By the looks of that sword on your belt, you must be pretty skilled. Yes, he's amazing. Why, thank you. Well, she's amazing. Just as I was about to be attacked by monsters only moments ago, he swooped in and saved me. Oh my, is that so? You have my deepest gratitude, young man. Many thanks. I had no idea. I was here all this time. What I would like to know is why there are monsters around here in the first place. I've heard rumors that Felghana had fallen on hard times, but I had no idea things had gotten this bad. I'm afraid they have, unfortunately. Our troubles began around a year ago, and it's unclear as to why. Worse yet, it's making us increasingly more isolated. We're not getting nearly as much travelers and merchants visiting as we used to. I see. Ellen is all unhappy. Well, it's getting late. We can talk more about this tomorrow. And he opens up the gate. You must be exhausted from your travels. Head on over to the inn and get some rest for tonight. And that lovely theme is the theme of Redmont, Dogi's hometown. This game actually takes place after East 4, but even with that in mind, it just feels more fitting to play this one first, besides that it's one of my favorite games of all time. This place sure hasn't changed much either. I used to live and work in this inn when I was a kid. I owe Mams a lot for everything she did for me back then. Hey, Elena! Go get Chester, would you? I haven't seen him in so long, and we can't have a reunion party if everyone's not here. I'm sorry, but he's not in town right now. What? Aw, no way! Oh well, what can you do? I suppose he must be pretty busy. Well then, I'm going back home for a while. I know everyone's been worried, so I should let them know I'm okay. Yeah, go ahead. Don't worry about us. We're going to hang out here for a while. By the way, are you and Chester still living with the mayor? Oh no, he and I have a house on the edge of town now. It's just that... What? Oh, it's nothing. Really? Don't worry about it. Well then, I'll be off for now. It was nice to meet you, Adol. I know you must be tired from your journey. Please take it easy and get some rest. She's acting kinda strange. Oh well, probably just imagining things. Still, she's grown into a very pretty girl. And that she has. Alright then, let's get inside. This is one character I admit I'm glad I'm not replaying the PSP port for, just because her voice drives me nuts. Is that you? It's really you, Dogi! Yeah, I'm back. You're looking pretty well. You know, I haven't heard a peep out of you since you left. Would it be so much to ask for some kind of contact? A letter at least if you couldn't visit. Aw, I'm sorry, Mams. Well, I always figured you'd do well for yourself. It certainly is nice to see you back safely, though. And you must be Dogi's friend.
Adol gave his name and explained that he had been traveling with Dogi for a while.
Hard voice to do. Well, I see. Well, thank you for looking after our little wayward wanderer. Unfortunately, you arrived at a pretty bad time. Lots of unpleasant business going on lately. But still, happy events like these are rare, so let's enjoy it. Mams. You two boys must be hungry. Let me fix you up a nice big meal, and I don't want to see a single scrap of it left. Oh, the Clean Plate Club. Ah. Not having Lord McGuire's voice is going to be something I'm sad about.
So then, how is the investigation coming along?
You have nothing to worry about, my lord. We've already reached our objective. The Tigray Quarry, the Ilburn's ruins, and the sacred mountain of Elderm. All that now remains is to organize the men and begin the search in earnest.
I see. Once I possess what I seek, my might and majesty will truly live up to that of my name. Indeed, perhaps my homeland could lay claim to all of Europa. Well, this should certainly be enjoyable, don't you think?
In your hands, my lord. I'm certain that dream will become a reality.
Indeed. I will leave it to you to ensure the search continues uninterrupted. I expect to hear good things.
You do me a great honor. I pledge to you, Lord McGuire, your faith in me is not this place.